Here's another method I use for learning muscles as well as practicing past muscles. I'm going to take a clear cover sheet and place it over a printout of a skeletal system. I have the anterior view and posterior view. You can utilize whatever views you want. It'd be helpful even to have like a lateral view, but mainly I need these two views. So then first time I'm learning a muscle, I'm going to reference the flashcard. That's going to help me more accurately pinpoint where the origin insertion are. So I'm looking at the triceps brachii, and I can see the origin insertions highlighted there. So I'll start to draw those in. I got 3 heads, so I'm just making 3 marks for those origins. Then I know the insertions will be the olecranon process of the ulna. Then I'll draw in some lines to connect those, and then I'll give it a little bit more shape. Not going to be too detailed here. I may want to get general fiber directions, but mainly I'm working the origin insertion. I like to know where those muscles are going to attach on the skeletal system. So I'll do a muscle at a time, or I'll come back and review past muscles. So let's say like coracobrachialis, I know it's going to originate on the coracoid process, and its insertion is going to be the medial surface of the midhumeral shaft. Draw those in, connect the dots. Mostly going to be going from memory, ideally, right? Because that's how I learn these. If I'm doing multiple muscles, I'll use different colors. So let's pick something like the pectoralis major. I know that's going to be on the origin is going to be the medial half of the clavicle. It's going to go along the sternum. It's going to go attached to the cartilage of ribs 1 through 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know it's going to insert at the crest of the greater tubercle of the humerus. So now I can connect the dots, create that nice shape, draw the fiber direction in. Sometimes I'll get a little more detail with the fibers, but mainly here just going for the origin insertion. That's what I want to find. If I know where a muscle attaches, it'll be pretty easy to determine a lot about its actions, its shape, its location relative to other muscles. Okay, so let's do something a little more difficult. The latissimus dorsi, easy to locate on the body, easy to imagine where it is visually, but when it comes down to doing origin insertion, it can get a little more complex here. So this is where that memory is really going to be challenged. So I'm going to start with my origin first. Okay, so origin of the latissimus dorsi, it's going to be that inferior angle of the scap. It's going to be the spinous processes of ribs. Let's see, what, T7 through 12, so that's going to be the last 6 ribs. So I'm going to count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You might get so good at this, you'll be able to just immediately pinpoint which spinous process that is. So I got my 6 there. I know it's going to attach to the last 3 to 4 ribs, so I'll count those 3 to 4 ribs. It's going to be on the thoracolumbar aponeurosis, which is roughly going to be around this area, the posterior surface of the iliac crest, and then the insertion is going to be on the front of the humerus here. So this is more challenging. I know it's going to be on the intertubercular groove of the humerus, so I can kind of draw that front view here, and then now I can draw in all this. I'll guesstimate that's probably in there somewhere. So it can get really fun when you have multiple muscles in here, but this is basically how I do this. Very helpful in reinforcing my knowledge of the muscles. So I highly recommend this method.